Some years ago, a close friend of mine met a girl online, and I would say he fell in love with her. And it didn't take so long a time for the relationship to get intense. And I remember when he traveled to see her one or two times, and before you knew it, they were talking about marriage. He was working, but in the process of he started the process of getting married to this guy. In the process, he lost his job. Even while being unemployed, he went ahead to get married to this girl. Of course, with assistance from here and there. He was determined, and indeed he achieved it. He made it happen. He got married to her. After the marriage, he got a job and life continued as usual. I look back and I see how he was so, like, quote and unquote, in love with this woman he met online, and finally got married to her. A few months ago, although over the years after the marriage, because the marriage has lasted for more than between 5 and 6 years, over the years there seemed to be a deterioration of the relationship between my friend and his wife. And I hear some things from him, and at a point I had to ask him, if you knew these things about your wife when you got married to her, would you have gotten married to her? His answer was clear, no. So from his own end, he is thinking, is looking as if he made a mistake. That is his thought. I'm not saying he made a mistake. I'm just saying this is what he thinks. He thinks he has made a mistake when it comes to the person he chose as a life partner, and the relationship has been deteriorating. In fact, presently, he is in a state, his wife in another state, with a child that they recently gave birth to. So that is the state of things now. This makes me, this has given me cause to reflect on the difference between attraction and love. As human beings with emotion, we fall in love for many reasons. Sometimes it is the look, it is a smile in a certain way. Maybe someone smiles in a certain way, someone looks a certain way, the way the person carries him or herself, and then we're attracted to the person. Attraction is powerful and immediate. We get attracted for many reasons, and that attraction is powerful and it is immediate. You can see someone now and then you're attracted to the person for one reason or the other. It pulls you in even before you've had time to think. I don't think when it comes to attraction, maybe we are not making that conscious decision, willfully, let me like this person, something attracts you and then you like the person. But attraction doesn't tell us whether someone will make a good life partner. Yes, there is attraction, but does attraction tell us whether this person will make a good life partner? I don't think so. And that is where many people get it wrong. Attraction works like a spark. It's instinctive. We are naturally drawn to people who have strength, who have confidence, who have social standing. And that is why the prettiest girl in the room can attract us. That is why the athletic star can attract one. So often, the prettiest girl in the room, or maybe the richest man in the room, becomes the first object of interest. Now, let's look at compatibility. For instance, I've talked about attraction. How about compatibility? Compatibility, on the other hand, takes time to reveal itself. It comes from shared values, emotional stability, kindness, resilience, and a sense of direction in life. It is not as glamorous at first sight, but it's the deeper current that sustains a relationship once the spark fades. So we shouldn't confuse attraction with compatibility. The thrill of attraction is intoxicating. Our brains are flooded with dopamine and oxytocin, chemicals that make the person feel almost magical. In such a moment, you may believe that attraction is enough. That passion will carry you through every storm, so you think. But that may not be the reality. The traits that draw us in at first often have little to do whether someone can stand with us in the hardest seasons of life. Charm does not guarantee loyalty. Beauty does not guarantee stability. Excitement does not guarantee trust. So if you are considering moving from a relationship to marriage, you may have to consider a hard question. Would this person not only be the one I fall in love with, but also the one I can build a life with? That question forces us to look beyond surface qualities. It's the difference between choosing someone because they thrill us in the moment and choosing someone because they can walk with us through decades of life, through illness, setbacks, raising children, and growing old. A young woman here once expressed her concern to me concerning the marriage vow. She was desirous of marriage. At that point, she wanted to get married, but she expressed her concern about the marriage vow. This vow that is being exchanged in sickness and in health, in good times and bad times, till death do us part. She was considered, will she continue being there in sickness, in let's say, in quote unquote downtime, and so on. So, but I asked her, okay, how about now? Let's turn it around. How about, would you love a man who will be there for you when you are sick? Would you love a man who will be there in good and bad times? She did not waste time to affirm that she would actually love a man to be there. So I told her, okay, you want a man to be there, but you don't want to be there for the man? As simple as that sounds, she had not even considered the other way. She was just all about herself. So, when you, at that point when you are about to move from relationship to marriage, there are serious questions you ought to ask. I am not trying to downplay attraction. No, attraction can have a part to play, but desire is important. It adds energy and intimacy to relationship, but desire without depth eventually burns out. That relationship will be tested, so it has to be enduring. A more balanced approach is to ask, who brings me peace, steadiness, and a sense of being understood? So you may be attracted to someone, but you would have to evaluate that person you are drawn to. In that process, it helps to sit back and ask, do your values align with that person's value? Can that person handle conflict without destroying connection? Would you trust him or her to raise children or manage crisis with you? Does he or she bring more stability into your life or more chaos? These questions are not romantic questions, they are life questions. And yet, they are the ones that protect love from collapsing under the weight of reality. When it comes to the story of love, attraction starts the story. Compatibility writes the chapters. Commitment finishes the book. If you want a love that lasts, don't just ask, who excites me now? Also ask, who can I build a life with? Because at the end of the day, love is not just about who you want to be with. It is about who you can grow with.